and that's the regulations that any laboratory, any group that's testing human specimens for healthcare purposes in the United States has to follow CLIA. And that's why I try to make sure they understand what CLIA is about, the history of CLIA. So if they click on these boards, they go to the various websites that talk about CLIA and they get the information about CLIA.
Oh yeah, there's CLIA.
Also,
Yeah.
yes. Now also here, this is a network. This is like a come together places. I try to set this up as like a library. They can click on the computers. They can go to my website, which I have a website called Laboratory Notes, which I put information up on an ongoing basis. That I have my actual Facebook page over here. Then this particular computer will link to CDC's website on Corona, and then the World Health website on Corona. Then a colleague, Graham Mills, gave me this model of Corona, of the virus here, so I have that as another model to represent as well. And here, this is another like a little relaxation kind of kickback site for they can come in and like I said, another networking site. But one of the things too, you touch the game, the terms that the Scrabble word game here are all words related to coronavirus, the biohazard, or laboratory science. So again, there's another way of learning and learning. This is the bat. We click on that, you put the word in the conversation. The answer here would be, let's see, where's my near chat? So if I put in the actual answer, which is bat, and that was one of these factors that they felt that spread the virus, and it tells me that that's the correct answer. And so you have, I think it's 62 minutes for the SARS, for the scramble word. And this is a place that laboratories or people can come, the students can come and they can test themselves in here, click on it and get another word to come through. It changes up.
Yeah,
it gives a chance to...
This is a good thing. This is something people can play as a group, and students students can essentially practice their vocabulary by doing this as a group, and they will all learn something.
Yes, matter of fact, one of our colleagues created this particular game. I got it from Kitely Market.
Ah.
So, and you can put in your own word list. I have one in the Nasir gonorrhea exhibit. I have one with just words related to Nasir gonorrhea. So they come up with, and it changes up.
Ah, so you can learn that you can essentially practice the vocabulary of any particular area of knowledge required for testing or treatment.
Yes, like this particular word is host, which remember I was talking about the human cell, the virus looks for a human cell. So when I click in the actual word, they tell me I was correct, the word was host. So any terms related to any topics I discuss, I can use this as a conversation piece or a networking piece for anyone who comes into the world. So like I said, the whole concept of this project, networking, information sharing, and training.
Yeah, well, and this is the kind of thing that would encourage groups of students to come together, because this is going to be much more interesting if you have several people playing with you.
And hopefully get them interested in laboratory science. Mm-hmm. So this is what we call our bio library. So like I say, this is a way to encourage them to network, but also sharing information or getting information shared on a social level.
Uh-huh.
And matter of fact, I just put in one of them buildings, I just put in a spa gym, a fitness center, so they can, another way they can network. Plus they talk about the importance of taking care of themselves as professionals in the fields. A lot of times our work schedules does not allow us to really take proper care of ourselves.
Well, and so professionals tend to sit too much.
Yes. Well, laboratories have a tendency to stand or sit. It depends on what department you're working in.
I guess so.
So microbiology, that was my specialty. Microbiology was my specialty. You're sitting quite a bit there. In chemistry, you tend to be standing up. Hematology, you tend to be standing up. But thank you for your donation. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
That's another way to try to trying to get support for the project. I have a page where I set up for patrons to support, and I have another where people can also they can they can support the project on a monthly basis. And we're gonna have a wall of fame set up here for anyone who's supporting our page, our project. Their name will be posted on there, and then for businesses, we'll be posting their business cards. Then we also have an area where you can have a virtual office laboratory set up in here. So for a certain amount on a monthly basis, if you donate, you can get an office in here. Basically, what we will set it up to represent their particular organization, put information up in their organization. Again, have clickable poster boards there where people will be able to link to their organization.
Now, their organization would be what? And possibly a college?
It could be a college, but hopefully the whole idea is anything related to health care, medicine, a laboratory, public health, community health, or colleges, especially if they have a medical program or a laboratory program.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, of course, so that would be also medical, companies that that sell medical supplies, right?
Yes. Anything related to the medical arena, that's the whole idea, getting information in here, and another way of bringing people in to connect and to network. It's my hopefully idea is to build up a community in here of people in public health, community health, as well as the laboratory science and the healthcare and the medical arena. Do
you have any way for, do you have some sort of collectible list of all of the people who are in here in Kitely now, Kitely?
Well, I have an organization. I have a group here called the Virtual Health Coalition. So anyone who's related to health or have an interest in health, I extend the invitation for them to join the group.
I see.
And one advantage of belonging to that group, like before I had opened up this project. They had access to this project. Now let them know that regardless if there's anything going on here, regardless if what is going on, they always have access to this project. That's another advantage of being a member of the Virtual Health Coalition. Now, one thing I must note, the individuals who are members of the Health Coalition, I see you're a member, they're grandfathered in. Now, starting probably in September, there will probably be a small fee to become a member. But the ones who have already became a member, and I say that's my reward to people who believed in this project before it became publicly known. You're grandfather in. You're my chartered members. So anyone who are members now become members between now and September. They will be considered chartered members. So they're members without without being really involved, but they will always have access to this particular platform.
That sounds very good. So a number of, and therefore, since you have a group, since I'm in the group, I could find out all of the other people. I can get the names of any of the other people who are in the group, and I can locate and talk with them.
Yes, if you go to groups, you'll find a list that we're listed in the groups, and they should show you the list of the members in there. And what I send out announcements, that's nothing I use the groups to send out announcements. I have two groups in here. I have the Virtual Health Coalition, and I have the Real to Virtual to Real group. So I send out information about the health and public health of projects I work on activities I've been doing to my Virtual Health Coalition. And wherein with my general other worlds that's non-health related, I send it out through my Real to Virtual to Real group. Now I have about 11 other worlds here in Kitely, but this has been my main project because it's been focusing on laboratory science and the medical arena, which is my number one passion.